Have you ever noticed how luck never seems evenly distributed? It doesn't land randomly across people's lives. It concentrates, it repeats, it follows the same names again and again. One person gets the callback, gets the opportunity, gets the introduction, gets the break, and everyone else says the same thing. They're just lucky. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Luck is rarely an accident. Luck is usually a pattern. And patterns don't come from the universe. They come from preparation people never see. There was a woman in her late 20s named Maya. She wasn't rich. She wasn't connected. She wasn't waiting around doing nothing. She worked hard. She stayed responsible. She did what people told her was the right path. And still, nothing moved. Jobs passed her over. Ideas didn't take off. Other people seemed to rise faster with half the effort. And slowly she started building the same quiet belief. Maybe some people are chosen, and maybe I'm not. That belief doesn't scream, it whispers. And it changes how you move through the world. Because once you decide life is a lottery, you stop acting like effort compounds. Not fully. Just enough. You stop applying as often. You stop stepping forward as boldly. You stop entering rooms where opportunity might exist, not because you gave up completely, but because you decided quietly that it wouldn't matter. That's the real trap, not failing once, but slowly removing yourself from the path of all chances. Then one day, her company announced something. A new internal role, a position that could change everything. More pay, more visibility, a real step forward. Maya felt the surge immediately. This is my moment. This is finally my break. She applied that night. She imagined the email. She imagined the shift. She imagined the life that would finally start. 2 weeks later, she didn't get it. Someone else did. Someone quieter. Someone less desperate. Someone who looked almost unsurprised. Maya was furious, not at them, at the universe. That night, she sat in her car after work, staring at nothing. And she asked the question people rarely admit out loud. What's the point of trying if the world already decides? A few days later, she ran into an older colleague named Jordan. Not famous, not charismatic, just steady. Jordan had been promoted multiple times. People always described him the same way. He's lucky. Maya couldn't help herself. I guess some people just get the timing, she said. Jordan didn't argue. He just asked something simple. How long have you been preparing for that role? Maya blinked. What do you mean? Jordan leaned back. I mean before it was announced. Maya had no answer. Jordan continued. Most people treat opportunity like a surprise test. They show up hoping. And when they fail, they call it bad luck. Then he told her something she couldn't forget. The world doesn't reward desire. It rewards readiness. Companies don't choose the person who wants it most. They choose the person who looks least risky. That's the part nobody says. Luck is often the system making a bet, and the system always bets on signals. Skills already built, competence already proven, consistency already visible. Jordan explained it like this. Opportunity is not rare. Unprepared people are everywhere. The difference is who can actually use the moment when it arrives. Because the most painful thing isn't missing a chance. It's realizing the chance came, and you weren't equipped to take it. That hit Maya harder than any rejection. So she stopped waiting for moments and started building capacity. She studied what that role required. Not what she wished it required. She learned the tools. She asked questions early. She took projects no one wanted because they created leverage. She became visible before she became chosen. Months passed. Nothing dramatic happened. But something structural changed. She was no longer hoping. She was positioning. She began to notice something strange. The lucky people were not guessing. They were not improvising. They were not praying for timing. They were building quietly. They were stacking skills. They were collecting proof. They were ready long before the world noticed them. Then Jordan told her something even deeper. The world rewards what reduces uncertainty. That's why the same people keep getting picked. Not because life loves them, because they look reliable under pressure. Luck is not random. Luck is preparation that becomes undeniable. And there is one more layer most people never talk about. Believing you are unlucky is not just a mindset. It becomes a behavior, because when you think life is random, you stop investing early. You stop doing the work that only pays off later. You start needing guarantees before you move. And that is exactly how opportunities disappear. The world does not announce itself with certainty. It offers small signals, half-open doors, imperfect timing, moments that require action before confidence arrives. Prepared people step forward anyway. Unprepared people wait for proof. And by the time proof exists, the moment is already gone. That's why luck looks unfair. Because the decision happens earlier than people realize. It happens in the quiet weeks. The boring practice, the unglamorous learning, the reps that feel pointless because no one is watching. Most people only notice the outcome. They never notice the invisible commitment that made the outcome possible. And systems reward that invisibility. Managers promote what feels dependable. Markets reward what looks consistent. Relationships deepen where trust has already been built. So luck is often just trust arriving before the spotlight does. That is why the same people keep being chosen. They are not chosen by fate. They are chosen by readiness that reduces risk for everyone else. And once you understand that, the story changes. Luck is not something you wait for. Luck is something you quietly construct. And here is the part most people never realize until years later. Luck is not only about big moments. Luck is about accumulation. Small preparation creates small advantages. Small advantages create access. Access creates proximity. And proximity creates more chances than other people even see. That's how the gap forms, not overnight, quietly. Two people start in the same place. One begins building early, the other waits for motivation. 5 years later, it looks like destiny. But it was structure. And this is why blaming luck is so dangerous. Because it feels like an explanation. But it's actually a stop sign. It convinces you the outcome is outside your control. So you stop doing the boring things that would change it. You stop practicing before you're noticed. You stop learning before you're rewarded. You stop preparing before the invitation arrives. And then, when opportunity finally appears, it feels foreign. It feels like it belongs to someone else. Prepared people recognize moments. Unprepared people rationalize them away. That is the real difference. Not talent, not fate. Readiness. Luck is simply readiness showing up at the right time, again and again. A year later, another opening came. Another role, another door. This time, Maya didn't feel desperation. She felt calm. Because she wasn't asking the world for permission anymore. She was arriving with evidence. She got the role. And someone in the office said the line people always say. Maya is so lucky. She smiled, because she knew what they didn't see. The nights of learning, the uncomfortable reps, the preparation that looked boring until it looked like fortune. And here's the real twist. Luck is not about getting more opportunities. Luck is about being able to convert the ones you already have. Most people get chances. They just aren't ready when they arrive. A conversation, a job posting, a meeting, a small opening that could change direction. And if you're unprepared, it passes through your life like it never happened. So the question isn't, why am I unlucky? The question is, what am I not building? Because the people who look luckiest are usually the people who were ready first. So here's the real question. Where in your life are you calling it bad luck? When it's actually missing preparation? Because opportunity will come. It always does. But when it shows up, will it find you ready? Or will it find you hoping? Luck isn't a star you're born under. Luck is the structure you build before the world is watching. If this changed the way you see success, hit like and subscribe. And tell me one area of your life where you're going to start preparing today. Because the hardest worker in the room often looks like the luckiest person in the room.